What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, but we are back with some more draft lottery prospect rebuilds, and we are at pick number 9 because obviously the Spurs have pick 4 and 8, so we're skipping number 8 straight to number 9. And this is where the Memphis Grizzlies will be picking, and a lot of people love the idea of the Grizzlies selecting Donovan Clingan at pick number 8, or potentially trading up. That's the new rumor that's come out of as of late, but today we're just going to make him fall to number 8, and today we're going to be doing a Donovan Clingan Memphis Grizzlies rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate it. I'm currently recording this at like 5 in the morning, by the way, so if I look tired or sound tired, I apologize. That's just kind of the time I need to do it right now, so bear with me here. But regardless, like I said, the Memphis Grizzlies, they had a really bad year, as we know. Obviously, injuries, suspensions, a lot of different things happened to this team. But this isn't a bad idea for them to reset because you had a couple guys blossom in the scene for you. You had Vince Williams and G.G. Jackson really become something for you. So they could potentially become really good role players for you next year as this team will be looking to contend again. So let's go ahead and just jump straight in the draft and try to select Donovan Clingan. Obviously, they acquired Marcus Smart in the last year's offseason. Desmond Bane is still here, Jaren Jackson, John Morant. So let's go ahead, jump in. Staff side, I'm pretty sure, is pretty much done at this point. We just got to get a couple guys, and then we'll be good. So our coaching staff should be full after that. So Taylor Jenkins, of course, is going to remain the head coach. But yeah, I think this is a really good spot for the Grizzlies to be in. You already have a really good team, and now you get to add a impactful rookie at pick number 9, or maybe you trade it away for some veteran help. Whatever you decide to do, you're in a decent spot. So Montes Pazeles goes 1 to the Hawks this time. Alex Sarr to the Wizards. Isaiah Collier to the Rockets. You got Zachary Ricochet going to the Spurs. Ron Holland, our guy has not been picked yet, which is good. Stephon Castle goes to the Hornets, number 7. Reed Shepard, okay, interesting. And finally, Rob Dillingham to the Spurs. So now we're going to go ahead and, of course, as I mentioned, take Donovan Clingan here at pick number 9. I kind of like the idea of Donovan Clingan to either, obviously Memphis, Chicago, Oklahoma City. Those are all teams that could potentially use some size in their front court. So do we have another pick in this draft? It is a very late pick, man, very late. So I guess we could take some more size, or I could take like Melvin Aginsa here or KJ Simpson. So I guess I'll take Melvin Aginsa here, and that will be our draft. So pretty solid. Donovan Clingan's going to be our starting center right away. And Melvin Aginsa, we'll go ahead and sign him and probably put him in the G or something. So Luke Kennard's team option worth $15 million. I think I'm going to go ahead and accept that. Watanabe, I think, went to go play overseas again, but he actually accepts his player option in 2K. So nothing I can really do about that. But I will accept Luke Kennard's team option. I could potentially see the Grizzlies moving on from this for sure. I'm not really sure. Let's look at their payroll, actually. So their payroll, according to 2K right now, about $156 million. So I assume if I accept, well, I guess that probably counts Luke Kennard's contract. So yeah, I think we should be good to accept that. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that contract. Then qualifying offer, Scottie Pippen Jr. is a free agent who I believe had some good minutes for them as well this year. So that's another guy you potentially bring back. You got John Wall as a free agent, which we probably won't go get. But we have John Morant, Marcus Smart. We have Desmond Bane, Luke Kennard. We got Vince Williams, Zaire Williams. You got G.G. Jackson, Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson. So I do want to start Jaren Jackson in power forward. That way Donovan Clingan gets minutes right away. That way we could just kind of give him, the chance to blossom the scene immediately. So that's what we'll do there. Obviously, we could start Jaren Jackson. I'm Clingan to be the bench center, which I think could make some sense as well. But I'm going to try to do it something like this. And then I need to figure out if I want to move things around here, because I think you start Marcus Smart for sure. So I'm going to move Desmond Bane into the small forward more than likely for now. I don't know if we'll eventually key Marcus Smart throughout the video, but for now we're going to do this. So we're going to have something like this. And I think Smart goes up if you move him to 2 guard as well. And he does not. He used to, I believe, but for now he does not. Okay, so it'll be like John Morant, Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard. It'll be Desmond Bane and Vince Williams. You have Jaren Jackson and G.G. Jackson. I would love to get Aldama some minutes as well, but nothing I can particularly do about it at the moment. So I guess we're going to roll with something like this probably. And I guess, like I said, we can sign a point guard, which more than likely will go to Scottie Pippen Jr., who is a restricted free agent for us. So let's just go ahead and probably wait on him. So is that all the Grizzlies would do this offseason? The question. Probably not. They'd probably do a lot more. But since I purely want to focus on Donovan Clingan becoming something for this team and try to develop him as much as possible, I might not do anything because this team already has a really good set rotation. But obviously the Grizzlies are going to be a team that wants to contend. So staying complacent isn't really something they should do. But like I said, today I might do that. So is Scottie Pippen Jr. not in the affordable tab for us right now? Let's see where he's at. So he wants $6 million. So yeah, I guess we can't get him. We have to wait on his qualifying offer. So we'll go back, wait on his qualifying offer. We have guys like Zara Williams under contract, Brandon Clark under contract. So this team does have some tradable contracts to potentially move. So I think what we'll do is we'll evaluate this team and kind of see how it does. And at the trade deadline, we'll look into some trades. Because obviously we have Luke Kennard's expiring contract. We have Zara Williams who's still here. We have Jake LaRavia. We have, so I believe the Grizzlies have like all their future picks as well. So you have the ability to pretty much do anything you want. You know, you don't have like the Thunder's assets by any means, but you do have some assets here. You can potentially use the deadline to probably acquire a decent player for sure. So let's go ahead, load this 2025 draft class, and let's see what the team is going to be as we look at the rotation all together and see what 2K thinks of a healthy Grizzlies team. Way we're about to set things. So I am curious to see if they're going to want to start Clingan right away, or do they think Clark should start. So Watanabe, like I mentioned already, is not even on the Grizzlies in real life anymore. He decided to go back playing overseas. I can't remember exactly where, but I'm going to make him as cheap as possible and then release him. So that way he's not really affecting our payroll too much. So we're going to go ahead and release him because he's not going to be on the team in real life anyway. All right, so now what we could do is we could send Melvin and Jeansa to the G League. So we'll do that. Is there anybody else? We want to send Zara Williams there as well. No, he's under contract for one. Send Jake LaRavia there. Okay, so it'll be something like this. So this is what. So they do want to start Brandon Clark. So it's John Morant, Mark Smart, Devin Bain, Jaren Jackson, which I'm really cool with. Clark, Juju Jackson, Vince Williams, Santi Aldama, and Scottie Pippen. And the Donovan Clingan is not even getting in the rotation, which is really, really unfortunate, to be honest with you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Donovan Clingan start. I want Clingan to start. I want him to develop as quickly as possible. Yes, we can send him to the G League, but I want him to start through playing. Clingan's going to start, and then we're going to have Clark get these minutes over Scottie Pippen Jr. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do something like this. So, do that, and then Aldama is probably going to switch. We'll do something like this year number 1. So, that's what we'll roll with. Juju Jackson's a 6-man, and then I do want to look at shot intensity real quick. So, John Morant's is high, Devin Bain is high, Jaren Jackson is at a good rate, and Juju Jackson 64. So, that all looks perfect to me. Proficiency is a 4-star balance. Let's go see if this Grizzlies team, as Clingan's a terrible fit right now, but hopefully he develops as we go on this season. We're going to go ahead, simulate year 1, potentially stop the trade deadline and look into maybe making a move if we need to. But hopefully this Grizzlies team will be back in the playoff picture after, you know, being out of it last year due to some injuries and all kinds of other things. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch at finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. So we obviously are coming down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to basketball, but obviously you'll have baseball going on. You're going to have some esports going on. So all kinds of options still on this optimizer. So let's see if we can find a basketball play. So we do have some basketball plays. So right now, you do have some books favoring Derek White's under on his points and Drew Holiday's under rebounds. You can come down to Luka Doncic, just 1.5 blocks in the steals. You have 3 books favoring him to go over. And then for like some baseball examples, Kevin Pillar hitter strikeouts. So you got a few books favoring him to go or to strike out. So yeah, and I found those plays within 2 seconds, which is why having a tool like this is so clutch. Like I said, to finding good plays right in front of you. I don't wake up and know what I'm about to put my money on. I literally just use this optimizer and allow it to choose for me on what has the most value, basically. So, and of course, I use it on apps such as PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a DFS app that allows you to choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. And it's a really good time to sign up for PrizePicks, by the way, because they have a free square on Jason Tatum, and the NBA Finals are coming up. Why not enhance your viewing experience by giving yourself an extra edge in the NBA Finals to root for? So, of course, you got to plug in the Jason Tatum over half a point. That is free money. It is the easiest way you'll make money sports betting is using promos like this, and PrizePicks runs a lot of promos. So, and maybe you want to combine it with Luka Doncic's points if you want to do something like that. So, make sure to check out PrizePicks and DGF. Both links are down in the description below. Use code Crushables and DGF 25% of first month, and on PrizePicks, you get your first deposit matched up to $100. But other than that, let's get back to the video. So at the end of year 1, Shea wins MVP, Alex Sarr Rookie of the Year, Asar 6th Man, Victor Wembanyama Offensive Player, Asar also wins Most Improved, Edwards Clutch Player, and Joel Mosley Coach of the Year, and Anthony Adams is your executive. So I decided not to make any moves at the deadline. Not that this team didn't need it, but again, I'm just really trying to make Donovan Clingan work because that was the one position that I was like, okay, we need to upgrade the center position, but I want to make it work. And I'm going to see how much Clingan develops this offseason. If he doesn't develop at all, then maybe we trade for a center and go from there. So John Morant does make an All-NBA second team. But we end up as the 7th seed in the Western Conference, so we're a play-in team, which is a little disappointing, but hey, we're here, I guess. So here are your player stats. You have 26 from John Morant, 18 from Bane, 14.5 from Jaren Jackson. Not bad stats from Clingan, though. 11 and 9 and almost a block per game, so we'll take that. 11 from GG Jackson, 9, and then 9. So let's go ahead and see if we beat the Kings, and we do. So we're in the playoffs, which is great. So we get Denver in round 1, which obviously is never going to be an easy task to deal with. But let's go ahead, drag bench utilization down, and let's go to a 9 rotation in the playoffs. Maybe even 8 if we wanted to, but we'll go 9. So that leaves Scottie Pippen on the rotation, which I think is fine. I mean, we could probably go to 8. Let's go to 8. Screw it. Let's go to 8. That way we have GG Jackson, Clingan, or sorry, GG Jackson, Vince Williams, and Clark is the only 3 guys coming off the bench for us. Playoffs. So Denver, of course, is going to have probably the same starting 5 that kept KCP. How much did he get paid in 2K? He got paid only, or no, except his player option, looks like. Okay. They acquired Kevin Porter Jr. Outside of that, they have not done anything else. But let's go ahead and see if we can beat them. And we are going to be in an even series with them. So we got a huge game 5. And let's see if we can come out here and win game 5. Despite a, really mediocre regular season, we could rewrite that here with, beating the Nuggets in the playoffs. And we've been very close in game 5, but unfortunately lose. Now we go to Memphis, and hopefully can protect home court here. But let's see if we could potentially do that and force a game 7 back to Denver and go play in that altitude again. So we get off to a decent start here, and it looks like as long as we don't blow a lead, we are going to game 7. So that's huge. So 111, 143. You had Clingan with 19, and that's great. So love to see that. And then now for a game 7 in Denver. So let's see if we can come out here and win game 7 and get to round 2, even despite a, like I said, mid-regular season. But we are in a back-and-forth battle with the Nuggets here. So we could potentially eliminate the team that won the championship 2 years ago in round 1. That would be a great feeling to start this video. So let's see if we can do that. We have the lead, but they are right on our tail, so there's no guarantee we win this game. We are starting to... Okay, we have a 6-point lead with 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. So obviously, close game, and now they take the lead, but we take it back. So we're going to slow this down as much as possible. I could jump in, but very early in the video, so I'm fine with just watching it through this. And we are going to take the lead. Do we keep it? And we do. Wow, 135 to 134. Desmond Bane was huge. John Morant had 16 assists, and Clingan had 21 points. 135 to 134 in that one. We go to the second round. That's crazy. And now we get a familiar foe, which is the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, Dylan Brooks isn't here anymore to enhance this rivalry even further. But I'm sure it still exists a little bit. But I feel like we could beat the Warriors for sure and maybe make it to the conference finals. So let's see if we could do just that. Somebody current round, and just like that, we're down 3-0. So never mind. Maybe I need to humble myself. We're not ready to be on the Warriors level, I guess. All right. So let's see if we can get at least not swept and maybe win 1 here. So it looks like we might win this one, and we do. So 43 from John Morant with a triple-double to win game 4. Now, if we win game 5, it becomes interesting, but it looks like the Warriors might take advantage of us here at... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's going to be close, and we are going to win game 5. Okay. We win game 6. Maybe we could do it to them. I don't know. It's there. We got to win game 6, though, and force that game 7. And it's going to be a close one. They're going to take the... very close. We lose by 1 point. Man, that sucks. So we get to round 2. And only pushed the Warriors to 6. Dallas was in the finals. Interesting. As they beat the Thunder again. And you have the Magic going on to win the championship. Paulo Banchero. Who did the Magic acquire? So, nothing. Or I guess they got Duran and Drummond. All right, so they got more size. Like they needed that. But let's go to the draft lottery. And let's figure out what we're going to do here. I don't think we're going to have like a... Or obviously we'll have a draft pick. Because I believe, like I said, the Grizzlies have all their picks if I'm not mistaken. So we are picking at number 16. It's not bad, especially in this draft class. So number 16, and then we do want to keep Taylor Jenkins around for sure. Definitely got really close to making it to the conference finals. But now it's time to maybe be a little bit more aggressive. But I feel like we had a pretty good... so can we get Frank Vogt? No, he's not interested in that. Brian Keefe, maybe. Nope. Let's get Mr. Watson, I guess, maybe. Watson might sign that, and he will. And then we could get a post-defensive coach, and we should be good there. All right. So the biggest thing for me is I kind of want to see how much Clingan develops. And then we'll see who we maybe. So I'm going to draft to 16, obviously. So let's see who we can get at 16. Number 16, let's see who falls to us. We have VJ Edgecombe, which is actually a huge fall for us. I think we got to take him here. So we are going to take VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor. That's actually a huge pick here, 16. So we're going to get a 77 overall. Really can't complain about that. Player options, Melvin Ajinsa and Jake LaRavia. So we got a bunch of depth, and I kind of want to cash in. So I'm going to resign. Maybe I could. Honestly, I could afford to let all three walk, but I will extend the qualifying offers on them for now. Free agency, I don't believe we're going to have like cap space money or anything like that. So let's see who is affordable. So yeah, not a bunch of money here, but John Morant, Marcus Smart, VJ Edgecombe, the new addition here. So we could potentially, yeah, I mean, he could play right away, technically, or we could trade it as well. So Desmond Bain, Vince Williams, BJ Jackson, Jaren Jackson, Clark, and Clingan. So I'm really hoping to make Clingan work. It's just a matter of how much he develops. He shot 37% from 3 last year as well. 11 and 8, not bad stats by any means. But what I want to do is I think I want to look for a wing more than anything. And that might move Marcus Smart to the bench, but I think I'd be fine with it. He didn't do anything crazy last year, averaged 7 points, and obviously he's not there. He's not here to like score. But definitely a downgrade from what he's done before. So I think that's what we'll look for. And obviously there's a few guys that I always have in mind when it comes to getting a wing, but we'll take a look and see what our options are, and we'll go from there. So I looked at some options on the table, and you guys probably already know where one of the options could be, but I found something interesting that Jalen Brunson is getting ready to leave the Knicks and go to the Rockets, which is interesting because the Knicks haven't even offered him a contract, which is kind of wild. So he is about to leave the Knicks. So the Villanova connection may no longer exist. So you guys probably already know where I'm going with this potentially. Instead of going to get Mikal Bridges, who I think would be a perfect fit, obviously, for the they've been interested in him in the past, so it does make a bunch of sense. So yeah, Mikal, always the obvious choice, but I know I probably have gotten him before in a Grizzlies rebuild. But instead, we're going to try to see if we get Dante DiVincenzo, who's on a fantastic contract, by the way, but he's up to an 84 overall here in 2K. $12 million. The Nova connection is about to be gone. We're going to see if we get Dante DiVincenzo off of them. It's going to cost a little bit to do it, but we do have the assets, I think, to pull this off potentially. So I am going to start with, well, I'm going to have to include either Smart's contract or Clark's contract, or maybe we could do this without. Let's see. So actually, we could do this without both of them. So LaRavia is going to be in this trade, and then maybe we have to include VJ Edgecombe after we just, got him in the draft, potentially, which would suck, but I would not be opposed to it. Connie Carr, so it's like LaRavia, Kachar, and Cole Carr. I said Connie, but Cole Carr for DiVincenzo, and they don't agree to that, which is fine. I will throw a first-round pick in 2026 because I don't think we'll need it, and they should accept that, and they do. So just like that, we get Dante DiVincenzo, which is amazing. So DiVincenzo is our brand-new starting shooting guard here in Memphis. I think he's a perfect fit, and then we can move Smart to point guard. He didn't regress, and he does now, though. So he's going to be our backup point guard. That way, VJ Edgecombe can play. Vince Williams, it'll be G. Jackson, and then Clark and Clingan. So the main thing here now is how much will Clingan develop? Is he going to go up? Which is something I'm looking forward to seeing if that's going to happen. So I do want to potentially bring back Aldama. We might need a tradable contract, so I'm going to re-sign Aldama. So I'm going to re-sign Aldama to a 10-year deal, and then, or not 10-year deal, $10 million deal. 0 per year anyway. Zero Williams is asking for way too much money. I don't even think he played for us last year. So yeah, I can't just hand over $14 or $15 million to him. Scottie Pippen came back as qualifying offer last year, and it's not giving me the ability to just sign him on bird rights this time. So I think we have to wait for both of them back on their qualifying offer, and they both are. So $10 million for a qualifying offer is kind of crazy, but Clingan, moment of truth, hoping he developed a little bit, and he is up to a 79. So I'll take that over the alternative of him not developing at all. I think I will absolutely take that. As there is a freaking fly in my room. That's amazing. Love to see that. If that's summer, though, for you, I guess. But let's go ahead, get into next season. I think we did what we wanted to do. We wanted to accomplish getting another wing, and we got DiVincenzo, which feels fantastic. So now we can go into next season, and that's going to piss me off. But you know what? It's fine. Now I distract us. All right, let's go to 2026. Load that up. And I think after being very close to making it to the conference finals, I think adding DiVincenzo to this team, moving Smart to the bench, Clingan develops another year. I have a good feeling that this team is going to be scary. Clingan looks a little bit better in the system. And then we're going to run a 9 rotation this time in the regular season. So John Morant, DiVincenzo, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, Clingan, Smart, Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams, and Brandon Clark. That all looks fantastic to me. Edgecombe will not get minutes this year, so we will send him to the G League. And then we'll go ahead and go from there. So let's go ahead. Summit this season with power ranking Landers at 4th overall, and hopefully this season goes a lot better than last year. Obviously, you know, we had a good playoffs, but regular season was terrible. So hopefully that improves from last year as we're off to, once again, a mid-start, but hopefully we can go on a run here in a bit. At the end of year 2, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year on the Bulls. Nicola is your 6th man on the Jazz, winning Offensive Player. And Rob Dillingham Most Improved on the Spurs. And Donovan Mitchell Clutch Player of the Year. And Jason Kidd is your Coach of the Year. So, John Morant doesn't make it all be a first team this time, so it goes from the 2nd to the 1st team, which is great to see. Jaren Jackson, does he make an all-defensive team? He does. So, we actually went ahead and extended him as well, so he is going to be here for quite some time now. Gave him a 4-year extension. Let's take a look at the playoff stats and all that, or not playoff stats, the standings and all that. So, 28 points from John Morant, 19 from Bane, 16 from Jaren Jackson, 14 from Clingan, which is great to see. So, him improving up to an 80, and 12 points from DiVincenzo, 12 from Gigi Jackson, 8 from Marcus Smart. Also extended Marcus Smart as well. He's going to be making like $12 million for the next 3 years until he's 35. So, kept him around. All right, so now we get Sacramento round 1. I think the Kings are a team that we should beat more often than not. So they were able to keep Malik Monk. Other than that, their team is basically the same. They have not improved whatsoever, it looks like. So hopefully we don't, lose against them. We're going to go 8-man rotation again in the playoffs. That leaves out, that would leave out Brandon Clark, unfortunately. But I'm cool with that. So somebody come around against Sacktown, and we are going to, it looked like beat them in 4, but we beat them in 6 instead. And now I draw the Dallas Mavericks very early on, which obviously the Mavericks, they're doing in real life has been special. So we got our work cut out for us here. So let's see if we can find a way to beat Luka Doncic and company. So game 1, 1-0, goes to them. Game 2, 2-0. So far, not great, but maybe we even it up as we can win both games potentially here at home. So we win game 3. We got to win game 4, and then we are back in business. So let's see if we can do just that. So we are on their tail for game 4, but they have had the lead pretty much the whole game, and they are going to keep it. So we lose by 10. All right, so finally, last but not least, I know for a fact if we lose here in round 2 again, what we're going to need to do. So let's see if we can... No, so it's not going to work. We are going to lose round 2 once again. So I think where we go this offseason is we get a new center. We get a new center. Thunder going to win the championship. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Finals MVP. So we get a brand new center. I like Clark and all, but I do believe we've got a better center in it. He doesn't necessarily have to start. Thunder get number 1 via Miami, which is crazy. But yeah, he doesn't necessarily have to start. But if we could just get a new big man in the building, I think that would be ideal. So Jenkins, I'm going to keep this all the same. I guess we have to fill out a couple spots. We'll get Goldman back, and then we can get a guard group. But I'm pretty sure if we get another big in the building, that we're going to be champions next year, or it's going to be close. We'll at least make it to the conference finals. I think another big who could rebound well would be very important to bring in right now. So obviously a couple guys crossed my mind, but let's take a look at what Team Intel is deciding on us and who we get. So looking at Team Intel, I'll let this determine who we're potentially targeting. But Okongwu on the Hawks is interesting. But how many rebounds is he averaging? He's making $60 million, so it'd be a really good contract to easily match. 9 and 7, so definitely an option. Someone I don't get all that often either. Jovic, Bam, and Bam obviously would be pretty crazy to bring in, but that would be very costly to try to do. Walker Kessler, free agent. Sabonis, no. Robinson, definitely an option. Anthony Davis, offensive, like I said. Gafford, that's not going to happen. Jokic, that would be, but probably not. Capella, they're rebuilding, but they were the number 1 seed. Spurs, obviously, Wemby would be awesome. Chet, Cat, Gobert, DeAndre Ayton. What else? We got Miles Turner. Turner is interesting, but I said a rebounding big. What else we got? Vucevic. And then finally, Jarrett Allen. Is he a free agent this offseason? No, it looks like he's locked up. So Jarrett Allen obviously has to be an option for us. What else? So yeah, it was pretty much Jarrett Allen, or I didn't see Nick Claxton. I guess Nick Claxton's also an option as well. But obviously, I got to start with Jarrett Allen. So let's go to the Cavaliers and see if we can get Jarrett Allen in the building. This might bench Clingan, unfortunately, but at this point, I'm worried about winning a championship more than anything. So Let's see if we can find a way to get Jarrett Allen to this team. So let's start with Brendan Clark's contract. And then we have Santi Aldama's contract, of course, that we signed for this reason here. And then we maybe have to include VJ Edgecombe, which sucks. But at this point, we're going to go try to win a championship with Edgecombe. Might be able to help us with that. Maybe we could include Smart instead. Maybe it would be beneficial to trade Smart instead of VJ Edgecombe. So let's see if we can maybe trade Smart and our 17th pick in this draft to get us Jarrett Allen. And they do agree. So you know what? We keep VJ Edgecombe out of the talks. And we get, Mark Smart out of here, and Jarrett Allen's our brand new big man in the building. And I think that's going to be night and day difference on how good we're about to be next year. So all these guys, of course, will accept, and then qualifying offers. Scottie Pippen, someone I'm going to bring back for sure now and we can finally sign him to an actual contract. So we're going to sign him. Jared Williams, of course, no intentions on bringing him back. Melvin Ajinça, maybe could back his qualifying offer. So other than that, we don't have bird rights. But I think we've done all that we possibly could have. Now it's just a matter of seeing if Clingan develops even further. It sucks to keep Clingan, to have Clingan come off the bench because he's been doing a decent job. But like I said, at this point, I was wanting to win it. And he's up to an 83, so. But him being our backup center is a game changer anyway. So, not that he's done anything wrong, like I said, but I'm trying to go win a ring this year. And I think with bringing Jarrett Allen in, that's going to give us the best chance to do so. So, I'm going to auto-generate these rookies because I have a good feeling that this is the year that we're going to go win it, or at least make it very far. So proficiency is 4.5. Jarrett Allen is starting, and that makes, like I said, makes our proficiency a lot better. John Morant, DiVincenzo, Bane, Jaren Jackson, Allen. Clingan is still going to get a bunch of minutes regardless of him not starting. GG Jackson, VJ Edgecombe, and then, of course, we're going to run an AM rotation. But yeah, Clingan's still going to get 28 minutes, which is awesome. All right. I'm going to go ahead, simulate this season, and hopefully this year we get like the first seed in the West and just dominate the regular season. So at the end of year 3, John Morant does get an MVP trophy, so that looks really awesome to see. And he makes all-NBA first team, obviously. So Jaren Jackson, not here, but he does make all-defensive second team. And we are the second seed in the West behind the OKC Thunder, of course. So 30 points from John Morant, 18 from Bane, 16 from Jaren Jackson, Clingan with 12, and then Jarrett Allen with 11, and then 11. And then 11. So Edgecombe also had 9 as well. But let's go ahead, get straight into these playoffs. Once again, as we've always been doing in these playoffs, we're going to run an AM rotation. So let's see if we come out here and go on a run here. So we get the Blazers round 1, who have Chris Murray, who's up to an 80 overall. That's interesting. Scoot, Shaden Sharp in the backcourt, Simons, Aiden. So they pretty much have the same squad. They got Rozier now and Reed Shepherd. Obviously drafted Reed Shepherd. We saw that earlier in the video. But this team does not strike me as a team that should be eliminating us, so hopefully that is not the case, and we are going to sweep them. So off to a good start, and now I get the Houston Rockets. So Houston, on the other hand, could be scary. They beat the Mavericks, though, so they got rid of them for us. We get Dylan Brooks, our former teammate, obviously ended in a poor divorce there. The Grizzlies said he had no chance of coming back, and that was truly the case. He went to Houston, got a bag. So let's see if we can beat the Rockets. Somebody come around against Houston, and we're up 3-1, and we are going to beat them in 5. So far, so good. We finally get on round 2. Now, of course, the biggest task at hand is the OKC Thunder, which always is. So, sub Josh Giddey in this sim. They got OG Anunoby this time around. They have Capella, Boozer, Colin Murray, and Koa Pete. So their team has gotten really good through the draft. No surprise there. Lou Dort, Josh Giddey. So pretty much the same starting 5 they've been running, but their bench has gotten electric. I guess they don't have Wiggins or Isaiah Joe anymore. They've replaced it with guys like Capella, OG, Boozer, and Colin Murray. All right. Game 1, 1-0. They beat us by 2 there. Game 2, they even it up. Or, sorry, we don't even it up. We're down 2-0. So we got to win 2 straight to even this series up. And obviously, that is going to be, tough to ask. But let's see if we can do it. So, it looks like we might win Game 3, and we are. So, we do win Game 3. Now, if we win Game 4, then anything is possible in this series. But let's see if we can avoid a 3-1 deficit. Because if we go down 3-1... could probably kiss the series goodbye, and it looks like we are going down 3-1. So, not great. 3-1 deficit. We got to come back from 3-1, and that is more than likely not going to happen. But you never know. 2K is weird sometimes, so maybe they give us the chance of doing so. We have a lead right now, but they are slowly creeping back into it, but it looks like we are going to beat them. So, we win Game 5. All we got to do is win Game 6, and it is a Game 7 in OKC, and obviously winner goes home, or loser goes home, but we got to win this one, and they take the lead for a second. It is back and forth. We run away with it at the end, though. We have a 6-point lead. Just keep this lead, and we're forcing Game 7, man. But it's going to be scary. It's going to be close at the end here, and they are going to take it and have a 4-point lead and now 7-point lead. So the Thunder run away with it at the very end. So we make it to the conference finals just to get bounced, unfortunately. Okay. So you got the Thunder and the Magic. Thunder go on to win it all. Bam. All right, so we forced them to 6 games. Feels decent, but obviously we are further from satisfied. I think what we'll do is we'll go one more season on this bad boy, and we'll go see if next year is our year to go win it all. We got to hope someone eliminates the Thunder probably, because the Thunder are always going to be very hard to beat. They're never easy. But we're going to run one more season at the very least. So this year we get Coach of the Year Taylor Jenkins as he wins 62 games, 62-20. John Morant is on another NBA first team. And this time we actually got the first team in the Western Conference, and the Thunder and the Mavericks on the other side of the bracket. We do have the Timberwolves on our side though. But 28 points, 17 points, 15, and then 14, and then DiVincenzo with 12, 14 and 8. So once again, as always, we're going aim rotation right out of the gate, and let's get to work here. So we get the Warriors around 1. They beat us in the very first season. They've added Belil, Harrington, Sohan, around Stephen Curry. Now Rita's here as well. But hopefully we don't lose them in round 1. That would be very devastating in this video, but we do sweep them. Okay. And I got Minnesota, who has Noah and a 99 overall Anthony Edwards. So we definitely have a work cut out for us here. Zach Edey. Their bench is pretty poor, though. It's not great, but we'll see how this goes regardless. Somebody around against them, and we're up 4-1, and we beat them. And now we get a rematch against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So OG is now starting. Boozer is up to an 84, so their bench has only gotten better. Here goes nothing. So game 1, 1-0 goes to us. Beat them by 20, so that's a good start. Game 2, so far so good. I mean, imagine we swept the Thunder. That'd be wild. And we're up 3-1. And we beat them in 5. Why couldn't it have been that easy? Oh, wait. Wow, the Knicks did keep Jalen Brunson. I thought he was going to be gone. Well, we stole DiVincenzo from them. They got Jamal Murray, Ace Bailey. Damn, they have a good team. The Knicks have themselves a damn good team. So we are going to be in a battle here with them. So let's see if we can beat them. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. And can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. Just like that, we end the video here with a championship, bringing home a trophy to the Grizzlies. So every single series went 5 or less, which is amazing because we swept the Warriors. And yeah, so we dominated this time around. I don't know why we couldn't have done this last year, man. Really unfortunate. But Clingan also started to end the video, which was nice to see that. So he went up to 85 overall, averaged 18 in the playoffs. So W to see that. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the idea of Donovan Clingan to the Memphis Grizzlies. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Crushables, I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.